Hey everybody, here we go with some Twiddle Storm, and this hand's actually pretty sweet. We can start by immediately Utopia sprawling into overgrowthing and then going from there. See what our opponent's playing. Leading on a stomping ground, huh? Oh, zoo. Some sort of zoo deck. Okay, well, I think I just have to get a basic forest here. So obviously our life total matters. We have the Manamorphose. Yeah, hopefully we get enough turns. Sure would have liked to have been on the play. Yeah. I really wanted to be on the play. Well, good news is our opponent didn't have a second land, so that actually does help quite a bit. But the overgrowth here... I mean, we're doing it, right? We got a lot of mana. We have sleight of hand, so let's just hope we can find what we need before we die. Give us a land, Goblin Guide. Never like, ooh, it's a gifts. I accept. That's sort of exactly what I want. We might be dead, though. Like, we may just be forced to turn 3 him. Which I don't know that we can do. How much mana can I make? I can put a Fertile Ground on this. Manamorphose it all to blue. Twiddle it once. That or we hope that he doesn't kill us next turn. I mean, he's only got 5 on the board. And we could Gifts Ungiven at the end of the turn and probably win off of that because it would involve a Pass in Flames. Decision time. If he has a second land and 2 Lightning Bolts, we die. If he has a Goblin Guide and a Lightning Bolt, we die. Is there a way for me to start playing this turn without deciding whether or not we need to win? I could make mana, put a Fertile Ground on it. We'll make mana Manamorphose it first to blue. Problem is we're going to need that when we do go off. So I can make... Alright, let's think it through. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. So I go to 4. I go down to 3. I go up to 7. 8. At which point we can Gifts. But we cannot we won't... Pass in Flames would use our last 4 mana. Because as it currently stands, we can only make 8. So I think we have to try to not win this turn. I mean, that's unless we hit a Twiddle effect off of our Manamorphose. I think it's probably better to just try not to win this turn. And when you know, say about we can Twiddle him if it looks like we're going to die. Which doesn't feel good either. Maybe we can't even do that, actually. I get a Breeding Pool. I could play a Breeding Pool tapped. Nah, it's got to be Serum Visions. Land? Land off top? Ooh. Ooh. Now can we win? No, we still need Twiddle effects. I can Manamorphose, and I put 2 Utopia Sprawls on this. So Manamorphosing puts me through 2 Utopia Sprawls, puts me down to 1. Then I use that 1 mana to Twiddle it, and then tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're still sort of in the same boat. So I think we just... I mean, that said, I'd do that. We just set up and try to win next turn. Yeah, so I can Twiddle it and then tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 mana, 3 of which is blue. And then we be sleight of handing trying to find another Twiddle effect, at which point we would win. I don't think it's worth it. Let's just try to win next turn. If he kills us, he kills us. Take the ideas unbound here because we're going to need the cards. Yeah, we just have access to so much mana next turn. Alright, hope he doesn't kill us. This seems sweet in one drop zoo. If you have a fetch land, it's a 2/3 death touch for 1. It's like another Curd Ape. If he doesn't have land, I think we're safe. Unless it's a... We're gonna die to mutagenic growth. Now we're dead. Oh. Game. I assume we're getting lightning bolted. God, that's so dumb. Phyrexian Mana is the worst. We were 100% going to win, too. They were going to draw 6 cards off of those. That would have been 1, 2 more. We would have had the gifts because we would have tapped for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Twiddle 5 up to 11. It's, you know, plug and play from there. And said he had exactly lethal because we had 2 fetch lands instead of naturally drawing a land. That's tilting. Okay, well, let's get the fogs in here. Not gonna have time to mess around with those. God, it's so frustrating. But we couldn't have won that. I think it was gonna be a position where if we had sleight of handed into another Twiddle effect, maybe we would have won. But that's so. It's so hard to predict. If we had just drawn non-fetch lands, we would have literally won. I mean, we were 1 life away from winning that game on turn 4. I mean, we lost the dice roll too, like all kinds of dumb things there. But I got to keep this one. Now this sucks too, because we're gonna have to shock ourselves. But we basically have to find land, and then play the fertile ground on turn 2. Obviously, okay. Well, here's hoping. Maybe he'll help us out. Oh, he did. Sweet, okay, well. Something. Fertile ground this baby up. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, maybe he'll give us another land. That'd be great. Give us a basic land, like a island off the top. Ooh, he did give us a land. He gets stuck on 1 land over there. Got a fog, okay. We got something to work with here. We can get some given at the end of the turn. Problem we have is probably not enough of these effects. And he found a 2nd land, so that's very bad for us. I hate Phyrexian Mana, man. We had the game 1 without Phyrexian Mana existing. How many stupid Phyrexian Mana cards are you going to have to ban before it's fair? So our deck would play Gitaxian Probe, as a matter of fact. Would love to play Gitaxian Probe. His deck's kind of sweet. It's very, very aggressive, obviously. Might be fogging this. I will be fogging this turn. Well, at least we get to see what's on top. It's a Utopia Sprawl. You know what? I'd like to draw Utopia Sprawl. There, we'll fog him here. This way we can fetch. Problem is he's still going to have 12 next turn. Can we win? I think we kind of have to try. Might be able to, as a matter of fact. Make a lot of mana, make a good Gifts Ungiven. No, we're going to try. We might work. I think we make enough mana to try to do this. Can I save any of these right now? One gifts? Probably not. Alright, well, let's make some more mana. Alright, well, gifts. I think this is going to work. Alright, so we need draw effects. So Ideas Unbound. That's actually the biggest problem, I think. So we obviously need Pass and Flames. And then we just want to load up on draw effects because we have a ton of these we can flash back. So probably just like Serum Visions, Sleight of Hand, Ideas Unbound, right? Because we'll just flash it back. We'll make a bunch of mana. We just have to be able to get through our deck. So, Serum Visions. The one question is, do we want... Alright, so we have Ideas Unbound selected, Passive Flame selected. I think we have Serum Visions selected. I think it's over here. Magic Online's hard to read. Guess we'll find out when we click our next. So the question is, do we want... Oh, it's right here in the middle. Okay, so the question is, do we want Sleight of Hand or do we want Gifts Ungiven? It could be Gifts. The next Gifts will just be getting Mana Morphose, Sleight of Hand, Serum Visions, Ideas Unbound. So it represents 2 cards, if that's what he chooses to give us. 2 cards at the cost of mana, but I think we'll have plenty of mana. So, as opposed to looking at 2 cards with Sleight of Hand. So this is better. I think this is what we want. Let's see what he does. I suspect he gives us, like Serum Visions gifts. But this is fine. So we're going to be able to make a lot of mana and then hopefully draw a bunch. And the Gifts Ungiven is sort of backup. I mean, it's hard to go off. It's hard to go off with only 2 effects like this. The second gifts can get Arc Grape Shot too, which is important. It is hard to go off with only 2, Utopia Sprawl, Fertile Ground effects. But in this case, we have so many Twiddle effects. I think it'll work, and we'll probably find one in some of these draws. Yeah, this is a hard gifts pile. I don't know what I'd do if I were him. I mean, I think I would give us Gifts Ungiven and Serum Visions because those are the least, amount of cards that you see or whatever. But, what he doesn't know is that we're sitting on 2 more effects in our hand to untap, make our red mana flashback, Pass some Flames, and then go to town. Yep, that is what he did. Okay, so we will go ahead and do this. Make some blue mana, make some red mana. I'm going to go ahead and Serum Visions here. That's horrendous. Can I play this? Is it turn 4? Sweet. I can Hidden Stirrings now. Or Hidden Strings, as it were. Still don't want a Cipher. Alright, so now we will flash back the Pass and Flames. Alright, so now we have access to our entire graveyard. So let's go ahead and start with Serum Visions. Because maybe Slight's better, because we find Utopias where we actually tap. We can actually put a thing here. But that works with Ideas Unbounding too, so I'm just gonna Serum Visions first. A Twiddle, sweet. These are both fine. Go ahead and just twiddle this now, I believe. We are going to have to draw through our deck, though. That's the hard part. We don't have the grape shot, so. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of a grind. Alright, put the Fertile Ground here. And we're actually going to have to fetch for this. Well, no, we have the Manamorphose to make our mana, so I can just go get an island here. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter what we get. I may as well take this out of the deck, though. Steam Vents will be best. This allows me to Serum Visions here. Great. Alright, so now we'll start flashing some of these back. Making more mana this time, fortunately. Alright, we will go ahead and Ideas Unbound. Sweet. So now we will Twiddle. Yes. And now I can Ideas Unbound with the Splice. Again, Psychic Puppetry coming in handy. You wonder if you'd want two of them. It's really good when you start going off like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and Sleight of Hand. Sweet, I'll take a Utopia Sprawl. Utopia Sprawl this thing. Alright. I cannot cast this Twiddle, so I can cast everything up here. Alright, so we'll untap this. I get some green mana here so we can Manamorphose. So Storm Count's plenty high, but we still have to get through our deck, which honestly might be kind of hard. That may be what does us in, which would be like feel terrible, but it might happen. Like I said, this Gifts is just going to be happening to draw cards, which we did plan out in advance. How many of these can I have? A Hidden Strings I can flash back. The Gifts I can flash back. 2 Hidden Strings I can flash back, but not the Twiddle. Alright, so let's go ahead and get through our deck now. Yeah, there's another Twiddle, that's good. So we should have plenty of mana at this point. Alright, so we'll Gifts for card draw. All we're trying to do right now is draw to our Grape Shot, because we actually have to draw it. So it's Ideas Unbound, Serum Visions, Sleight of Hand, Manamorphose, because that's all that draws cards here. I am glad I had the foresight to plan this out like this. We really don't have that many ways left to find it, though. If we just don't find the Grape Shot and we die to that, that's going to feel very bad. I guess technically we could Fog, but we can't make any more Storm. He's going to give us like a Manamorphose and a Sleight of Hand here. This is not going to... It's going to be close. I kind of wish we had found it by now. We're going to get to see probably half of the 20 cards left in our deck. Maybe. Like, this is kind of bad. And we need to save the Manamorphose in case he gives us Serum Visions, which he did. Oh my gosh, okay. And Serum Visions. Top, bottom. I can go ahead and do this. So I know what's on top. I cannot flash back any Manamorphoses. But it's a Serum Vision's on top. I guess we need to draw it, so. This feels bad, guys. Oh my gosh. I can gifts again. I can gifts to try to. Maybe I should have done that in the first place, actually. Ugh. Maybe I should have gifted out. Yeah, dang it. See, it's so hard to play this deck. I should have gifted out. Now we've put enough stuff on bottom. It's not worth it. But I could have gifted out. Yeah, I can't flash any of this back. Maybe this deck needs 2 Passing Flames. I could have flashed back the other gifts ungiven just to get cards out of the deck. So all we have left here is this sleight of hand. So I sure hope it's in the top 2. Okay, it's a sleight of hand. Still got hope. 2 more shots. Oh, that's insane. That's insanity. We saw so many cards. I think we bottomed 4. We bottomed like 6 cards this turn. Oh, that is so unlucky. We're going to untap, we can fog him, but we can't make Storm again. This deck needs 2 Passing Flames. Or 2... I should have... We had all the mana. I should have gifted for like 3 lands or something just to get him out of the deck. So that we would have had better odds of finding it. I just didn't think we were going to run out. I mean, we cast so many spells. Maybe a second Passing Flames over the 3rd Gifts. Or over the Telling Time or something. We're dead, though. I can't cast any of these cards. That's horrible. All right. Good match. Wow, that feels bad. That was so close. Like, it's got to be the worst possible matchup, right? You're against Zoo. It kills you so fast, and we had him on turn 4. So, we bottomed most of those cards. We bottomed most of these cards, which means it was in like the last like 5 cards of our library. That is super unlucky. But you know what? I could have played a little better. I could have Gifts Ungiven to clear out some of these lands. You know, I could have searched for Forest, Breeding Pool, Misty Rainforest, Stomping, whatever. Right? I could have done that. Fertile Ground. I could have taken away blanks after we had fetched for that last time, and improved our odds, and I didn't. So good match. Lesson learned.